Hello money magnets and master traders, it's your Uncle Charters here, and boy oh boy did we have an awesome day of trading. We have to look at this daily chart, taking a look at Thursday's candle. September 18th, pretty choppy day that day was, followed by an even more choppy day where September 19th candle was within the range of September 18th. So when this happened, what do we call that? We call that an inside candle setup. So we had to look at the range of the mother candle, which was from September 18th, and Uncle wrote in his Discord, look to long above 663 to put 665 and 666 plus in play. No puts unless 661.7 fails. You can see on the 15-minute chart, the 661 level held as support and it cleared 663 on the 15-minute chart, and it led to more upside, hitting my 665 level. This was alerted in the Discord. 661.7 held as support and 663 cleared. It is now support as long as above 665 is in play and top of the chop range. Chop range referring back to the mother candle of September 18th. Now the way we trade the inside candle setup is it needs to break the high of the mother candle. So while clearing 663 was a very nice move, gave us a level to level move, but we end up clearing 665 as well on the 15-minute chart around 12 o'clock, which was alerted in the group. 665 cleared, putting 666.4-ish in play. I ended up getting a new target at 666.4, and boy oh boy, we cleared it. It hit my 666.4 level and it consolidated for the rest of the day. It did managed to get to a pivot high of 666.29. It was an incredible day and we were kicking those market makers behind. And if you guys are looking for a trading community to help you battle against the market makers, definitely look at the pinned comment below. We had some trade ideas as well for tier 2 and tier 3 members. Apple, I mentioned the 250.8 must clear next to put those higher targets in play. We was looking along above 250.8 and boy oh boy did it bounce to the upside. We had a trade idea with ORCL. Look to long if next resistance at 312.4 clears. Wow, it gave us a bounce all the way up to 329.5 pivot high. What a move, what a home run move. We caught some home runners today. Even RWV, another trade idea that I had this morning. Beautiful move to the upside. That was like a $12 move. I mentioned to long around above 124.8. And it managed to get to a high of 136.4-ish. So right about $12. So it was a really good day. Not just with SPY, but with other ticker symbols as well. But going back to SPY, we have to remember that the last critical level that we cleared today, I'm going to go with the 665 level. Now, the pivot high of the mother candle size at 664.89, but I'm going to stick with 665. And as long as above 665, I would be bullish. SPY stays in breakout mode and I would favor or continue to favor new all-time highs. And we'll need to get above 666.4, clear 666.7 to get us all the way up to 670 or higher. So to new levels. But if we are to play a false breakout setup, I need to see 665 fail, 663 fail, 661.7 fail. That level held today pretty well, but it'll need to fail as support. Give us that false breakout setup and then maybe we can get bearish. But I have to say, the way the market's been moving, false breakouts are not enough. It needs some rug pull styles, panic selling, sell-off. That's what the bears need, some panic selling. And unless we get some panic selling, every dip I've seen so far just been bought up. So if it's just a micro dip, watch for the false breakdown setup, guys. Unless we can get some panic selling. And if we do get that panic selling and we get the false breakout, remember the levels. 665, 663, 661.7, and 660. Those levels fail. That's when you want to look to short. QQQ, the last level it cleared last week was at 598.5. And I mentioned to my Discord members today that even though QQQ opened below that level, intraday they needed to clear 598.5 to keep the breakout invalidated. And you can see in hindsight that it did. So if you longed above 598.5 today on QQQ, great work. And it went and hit the next target that I had around 602.5-ish. If we are to keep going to new all-time highs, 602.5 must clear next to send us up to 604, 606, and 607.8. 1.8. If this is truly a rejection, I still need to see 598.5 clear. That's the 1.618 fib level. We cleared it last Friday, and today it closed even higher above that level. So to get that false breakout and maybe potentially combined with a panic selling, that's the first level that must fail to get things going for the bears. NVDA had some good news today, but a big explosion to the upside, clearing multiple levels that I have, going back up to hit the 184.5-ish area. The last critical level that I'm seeing on this chart that NVDA cleared was at 180. That is a fib level, but also looks like a W pattern here that's playing out. So to keep this bullish and to keep potential higher highs in play, we have to look at the middle of the W pattern, which is around 180. So that's around 180 combined with the fib level. So that means we can pull back and back test it as support. That's a possibility. But overall, as long as above 180, I recommend staying bullish. More upside is possible. Clearing 184.5 would be bullish follow through to set us to new all-time highs, 186, 188, and 189.3. If we are to get bearish, I need to see 183, 181.5, and especially the 180 level fail as support to put 178, 176, 174 or lower in play. Below 180, I'd be bearish again, but above it, I'm bull biased. Tesla, we had a very nice move on Tesla. Today, I was looking at this inside candle setup. I had an inside candle setup for Tesla as well, with the mother candle being from September 18th. And we had to clear 432 to get some upside going. That's exactly what Tesla did. It cleared 432, smashed 440, 442, and 444 levels that I had to the upside before we started getting some selling pressure. So 432 is the equilibrium level. As long as above, more upside is possible. It keeps the breakout intact. But if it breaks back below that level of 432, false breakout mode, and if we can get some panic selling, that'll be helpful to the bears. But overall, as far as the levels go, 432, 430, 428, and 426 support levels all must fail to get things bearish. Here is IWM. I was watching to see if a dark cloud candle could play out for IWM, and the low of that red candle was at 242.5. That was today's equilibrium level. For bears, they needed to stay below that level and break down the 241 fib level to get things bearish, but instead they gapped below 242.5 only to backtest 241 as a support, and there was definitely buying pressure. As you guys can see, bulls were definitely alive. If 245 clears tomorrow, we are going to 247 and 250 plus. I will not get bearish unless both 242.5 and 241 can break down, take out today's buying pressure from that level, and I would favor more downside, possibly a $3 to $6 move to the downside. Here is Apple. This was alerted in my trade ideas today. This was for tier 2s and tier 3 members. 250.8 must clear next to put higher targets in play. That's exactly what happened. Now we have to move on to the next setup. The next resistant level that I have is at 256.7 and 258. If those levels clear, 260 plus, here we come. I would not get bearish unless 255 and 253.4 can fail as support to put 252, 250.8, 249, and 247 or lower back in play. And last but certainly not least, here is the VIX. The VIX is not doing anything. And that's all I have for you guys today. Uncle loves y'all very much. Don't ever forget that you guys are money magnets. It's not about being positive. It's about embodying what we believe. You are a money magnet. Peace. Now, Oracle was actually one of my trade ideas this morning. We was talking about looking along if 312.5 cleared, and it was an incredible move. But I have to tell you guys, for those that stayed after this far in the video, I think there's going to be more upside incoming. I think it's going to be a lot more incoming. We can look at this W pattern, and usually with a W pattern it goes to the high of where it started at the W pattern, and that's all the way up at 345, 346 zone. So there's a lot more upside that's possible, but of course we have to go by the price action. We have to look at the last critical level that was cleared on Oracle. That level was 325. As long as above 325, more upside is possible. Next resistance at 328 and 329.5. If those levels clear, 331, 332, 334, and all the way up to 345.7 could be possible, but it must stay above 325 lowest, because if it breaks down, we're gonna have ourselves a false breakout setup that can give us a $7 to $14 move back to the downside. And that's what I have for you guys. Love y'all. Peace.